What's happening, dogs? Mr. Allen here with some graphing of your favorite quadratic functions here. I mean, who doesn't love graphing quadratic functions? We got one that is g of x equals -2 times the quantity x minus 3 squared plus 4. This bad boy is in vertex form. We're going to list these key features here. Guess which one is the easiest to get when it's in vertex form? The vertex, yes. All right, so the vertex is an easy one. Also, which way it's opening, up, down, it's a negative. So we'll go ahead and circle down right now, right? Vertex is going to be, well, this guy right here, that's my h, right? So this is h right here, and that's k right there. Got to watch out for that x minus 3, because it's just this number here, all right? It switches with the sign there, because our form is x minus h quantity squared, so there's that negative there. Gets flipped around. So always remember, it is the opposite sign from the parentheses there. So we got 3, 4 for my vertex. And that also gives me my axis of symmetry, x equals +3. How wonderful. My goodness. I've already got majority of the information down here, bro. That's dope. All right. So we got 3, 4. So let's see here. 3, 4 right up here. Awesome. Also throw my axis of symmetry through that bad boy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is going to be I can feel it, guys. This is going to be a great graph here. Okay. Now we've got some options here of the stuff we need to get. Now, if you're not being asked for these two pieces on, say, a test or a quiz, and you're just asked to graph with 3 key points, I'm going to show you how to do that right now, okay? And then we're going to get back to these 2 pieces of information because we don't always ask for these 2 when it's in vertex form. Definitely these 3 pieces, right? The easiest ones we'll ask you for. But for now, let's get some other points going on here, okay? How about a little maybe a t-chart, or we could show some, you know what? I don't even need a t-chart. Okay, check this out. I've got a point at +3 here. And I can go to the left or to the right, and I know that another point's going to exist. What point is to the left here? Well, that x value is 2. Right? So if I were to plug in 2 for x into this function, I should get a corresponding y value, right? That's a voice crack, and I'm going to leave it in. So if I were to do, let's see here, g of 2 equals, I'd have -2 still. I'm going to plug 2 in here, so 2 minus 3 squared, and then I got +4. Okay? So we've got -2, that's -1 in there squared, so -1 squared plus 4. -1 squared is just 1, times -2 is going to be -2, plus 4 gives me 2. So I should have the ordered pair 2, 2. This being my x value, this guy right here is my y value. So I get the ordered pair 2, 2 from this whole mess right here. So let's plot that. All right, so I got 2, 2, there we go. And now that I have that point, I can reflect it over my axis of symmetry, only 1 away there, still at 2, and I get the point 4, 2. I'm going to use that axis of symmetry to my advantage. It gets me free points, basically, right? Everybody loves free points, especially on a test. I don't know if it gets you free actual points on the test, but it gets you extra points here. All right. Now let's go with I'm going to go with the y-intercept first, because it is the easier one to do. We'll save the x-intercept for the end, okay? So for my y-intercept, what's my x-coordinate always going to be when I'm getting my y-intercept? Well, that's going to be 0. All right, my x-coordinate's going to be 0 because it's always along here, right? It's always along my y-axis. So I'll plug in 0, and I'm going to go ahead and do that again, similar to what we just did here. G of 0 equals -2, 0 minus 3 squared plus 4. Now, here's the thing, guys, is a lot of people think, it's just this number right here. No, it's not 4 this time. This is not standard form, so I can't just take the little dude that's chilling at the end there. Right? That's my y-coordinate of the vertex, not my y-intercept. I got to plug in 0 to get that. And if I plug in 0 for x, I'm going to get the y value that goes with it. All right? So I've got -2, and then we got -3 here squared plus 4. So we got -2. What's -3 squared? That's 9 plus 4. So this is -18 plus 4. It's going to be -14. So there we go. 0, -14. That's way the heck down here. So I'm not even going to plot that one. But we are able to get that y-intercept. We did so by plugging in 0 for x. All right. Last little bit here. Again, I don't know if everybody's being asked to do this right now. So if you're like, I don't need my x-intercept, you can just go ahead and you can plot this bad boy. Woo, Whoop, there's my graph. Whoop, and you are donezo, man. All right. But if you want to stick around for the x-intercepts, go for it, man. I love it. All right. I'm here for you. We're going to do the x-intercepts. All right. When is it crossing the x-axis? When it's equal to 0. And I'm going to do that right here, hopefully right below my face. Okay, 0 equals -2 parentheses x minus 3 squared plus 4. All right, and I'm going to solve this thing for x. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 4. So I get -4 equals -2. We got x minus 3 quantity squared. Then I'm going to divide by -2 on both sides. And I get 2 right here equals x minus 3 quantity squared. Then I get a square root on both sides. I'll do that in a different color because why not? Whoop. And I get plus or minus the square root of 2 equals x minus 3. And if I add 3, I'm going to get 3, let's say x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 2. Boy, howdy, that is wonderful. And square root of 2 is like 1.4-ish. So I'm going to have 3 plus 1.4-ish, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost, right between 4 and 5, right? 4.4-ish. So that's actually pretty accurate on our graph. And if I subtract 1.4, I'm going to be right around like between 1 and 2, right around like 1.5, 1.6-ish, right? Something there. All right, so we did a pretty good job with that graph, right? My x-intercepts are terrible to write. We got 3 plus root 2, comma 0, and we'd have 3 minus root 2, comma 0. And again, guys, most of the time we're not going to ask you for the x-intercepts in a situation like this. It is possible to get them, right? But the main things we're going to ask you for, we're going to say, is it up or down, concave up or opening up or down? What's my axis of symmetry? What's my vertex? Pick another couple points to graph, and away we go. This right here is a little bonus, more advanced information that your class might not be covering. But there we go, man. Dope. Quadratic function in vertex form. We handled it like a boss. That was dope, awesome, and radical.